This is question 13, part C, on the 2023 Nat 5 Engineering Science past paper. And here we are shown a drive mechanism, part of a drive mechanism that's used in the combine harvester from the earlier part of the question. We're asked then to calculate the number of teeth on gear D. We've got loads of information here I think it's just worth having a look at before we look at our equations. So we've got our input speed and we've got our output speed. We then have got the size of gear A, gear B and gear C, but not for gear D, because that's what we're trying to find. And if you can identify early on those bits of information, that will help you, if you're a little bit stuck in the exam, to get to the next step. So if I say my speed of input is equal to 3,750 revolutions per minute, my speed of output is equal to 250 revolutions per minute, then I've got the teeth of A is 10, the teeth of B is 50, teeth of C is 12, and we don't know the teeth of D. That's what we're trying to find out. I find it a bit helpful to write it down like that. You might have different shorthands for it. Everybody knows that gears are a little bit wordy, so that can be helpful. And if you are stuck here, if you've written out the things you know, you might then have a better chance of finding out what you need to when you go to your data booklet. Let's head to the data booklet. We are now looking for mechanical equations. Here we go. We are told that our velocity ratio is the speed of input divided by the speed of output, and we're also told that input speed times input size is equal to output speed times output size. Now there are two different ways to tackle this question. I'm going to show you the velocity ratio way first, and then after that I'll show you the other way with the second equation there, the input speed times input size. So we can work out our velocity ratio because that in the data booklet is the speed of the input divided by the speed of the output. And if I put my numbers in, that is 3,750 divided by 250, which is 15. Some people prefer to have that written as a ratio. I mean, writing it as 15 is totally fine, but some of you would prefer that written as 15 to 1. That means that the input is going 15 times faster than the output. The other thing, and I've told my students to memorize this, I hope you have, is that because the speed of input times the size of the input, in this case the teeth of the input, is equal to the speed of the output times the size of the output. I'm using T as short for teeth there. And because this is a compound gear train, we can also say that the velocity ratio is equal to the size of gear B divided by the size of gear A times by the size of gear D divided by the size of gear C. And that comes from that second equation. If you want it proved, you can, but it's just a handy one to remember that the velocity ratio is equal to the size of the first coupling, output divided by input, times by the speed of the second coupling, output divided by input. And so because of that equation, I can say my velocity ratio, which is 15, or 15 over 1, is equal to the teeth of B, which is 50, divided by the teeth of A, which is 10, times by the teeth of D, divided by the teeth of C. And so now I've got quite a nice little mathematical equation that'll help me work out what the number of teeth of D are. So if I rearrange this here, I'm going to have 15 is equal to 5 times the teeth of D divided by 12. And I'm probably going to pop that into my calculator, and I will get there that is 3 times 12 is equal to the teeth of D. Teeth of D is 36 teeth. And so remembering that equation, that the velocity ratio is equal to the size of the output divided by the size of the input for one coupling times the size of the output divided by the size of the input for the second coupling, etc., etc. That's an equation that's not given to you, but that I think is worth memorising when it comes to answering this kind of question. The other way you can do it, I'll just move down here and do it in a different colour. The other way you can answer this question is you can use the fact that the speed of the input times the size of the input is equal to the speed of the output times the size of the output. And for this, what we would do first is we would say the speed of A times the size of A is equal to the speed of B times the size of B. And we're doing that because we don't know the speed of B. So if we pop numbers in, the speed of B is 3,750, sorry, speed of A, and the size of A is 10. We don't know the speed of B, but we do know its size is 50. And so that means our speed of B is 37,500 divided by 50, which means that B is moving at 750 revolutions per minute. Remember as well to write revolutions per minute in that way. Don't write RPM. The SQA will not accept that. You could write revs / min, but the -1 is their preferred notation for that. Now, what that's done in the blue then is it's told me the speed, if this is turning this way, that gear B is turning. So I know now that that is turning at 750 revs per minute, which means that gear C is also rotating at 750 revs per minute. I know my output speed, I know the size of gear C, so I can work out the size of gear D now by using that first blue equation again. So I can say that the speed of C times the size of C is equal to the speed of D times the size of D. Putting in what I know then, the speed of C is 750 and the size of C is 12 teeth. The speed of D I know is 250, and that is all times the size of D. So the size of D is equal to 750 times 12 divided by 250. When you pop that into your calculator, that's 9,000 divided by 250, which gives me exactly the same answer, 36 teeth. And so there are two ways of getting to the same answer. My preferred method is the green, which is why I did it first, but it does require you to memorise this. And so if that's not your bag, then perhaps you want to go for the blue method, which is a bit more wordy, but gets you the answer exactly the same.